Hello out there. Well, this is gonna be a short one because I got a copyright strike for being nice to people and let the truth be known to people. But there's apparently someone who wants to have pattern of the truth. I just see it like this. With such important things in the times that we're living in, everyone deserves to know, even though who are not believers, they deserve to know the truth. It might turn them around and observe something else instead of being in denial. So I just see that as my utmost, foremost job, that is to share the truth. And oh well, I asked him politely to retract the copyright claim. We will see if that happens, or else my main channel is down to only 15 minutes videos from now on until October 29th, which is not good. But another sad thing, which is extremely sad, I was in Michigan today, and what I have learned lately on quite a few comments, that is, Michigan is being hammered with chemtrails, and I'm being told that there is an uptick in the spraying up there, which is despicable. I think the spraying is despicable, but they are trying to hide God. They are trying to hide what is up there. So I'm driving on I-69. I'm coming out of Lansing, and I'm going south. And from Lansing and all the way down to Coldwater, which is a pretty long stretch, all I see is pretty much 8 out of 10 trees. They're dead. I mean, they're just dead. Being chopped up and getting ready to be shipped off. And what I noticed on these trees, that is that they are rotting from the inside and out. And aluminum is causing that. So this is how it looks like. It freaking, look like the end of the world. I mean, they're just dead, all of them. Just dead. They're just standing there all bare. That was not in focus. That's okay, but you can see how many tree trunks they have been out cutting. The trees are just lying there, broken off, dead. They're all dead. There's not any sprouts on them. And it actually made me quite depressed to drive that stretch, to realize that we are, as humans, allowing an authority to destroy our planet in a feeble attempt to hide what's coming, to hide God from us. And they're willing to destroy everything in their path in order to make that happen. You just see they're just dead, all of them. And up in the northern part of Michigan, last time I was up there, I saw an uptick in dead trees. I started driving in Michigan in 2012. I drove there for a little year, and I haven't been there since until I started in 2014 from the company I work for right now. And when I came back up around Traverse City and further north, I mean, that's an explosion of death. Our trees are dying. The only trees that seem like that they are a little more resilient, that's the pine tree. Well, the pine tree is in nature a very resilient tree. It is one of those trees that is growing in the most cold regions on the planet, which also bear witness to that our planet has been in another configuration, because you don't find pine trees down in the tropics. They only grow in temperate climate zone. So that means seeing pine trees all the way down in Florida tells me that Florida has not always been in that position. It's been in a colder region once upon a time. When? I don't know. Maybe it happened after the Tower of Babel, where God separated the land and scattered people and gave them different tongues and led them into confusion so they could not rebel against God. I don't know. Could be. Birch trees, the one with the white bark, are also very resilient trees, and they are the most harsh trees. They are the ones that is growing and thriving above the Arctic Circle. You don't find these sort of trees on the southern hemisphere. You only find them in the north. Funny enough. But as you see, even the birch trees, they're standing right there. Those white ones, they're all dead. All the trees are just dead. And I must say, it really makes me, it kind of brings me to the brink of tears. Because I love trees. They are so beautiful. They are so majestic. They've been around so long. They're older than I am. And now they're just dead. And they're simply rotting from the inside out. Just standing there and falling over, rotted. I mean, it's horrible. It really makes me sad, deep inside myself. I'm a carpenter of education, and maybe that's because of my love for trees. I grew up with trees all around me, and I always loved trees. I crawled in them and sat up there and looked out in the landscape. Was on cherry raids, sitting in cherry trees, surrounded by hornets and eating cherries all day, and go on apple raids too. I just love trees. And they're the ones that provides us oxygen. Without the trees, we die. Pure and simple, people. But see this much devastation in one little isolated area, knowing that it also looks like that up in the north of Michigan. I mean, why is there not a public outcry? Michigan is known for being a place where people go to hike because it's so beautiful, so untouched, so raw nature. Traverse City area is fantastic. Petoskey, wow, man. Wow, it's so gorgeous. And now the trees are just dying. Just dying. I mean, why are we allowing this? Why are we really allowing those who think they know better to destroy our planet in a feeble attempt to hide God and what's coming? Why are we allowing that? Even if you're not a believer, why are you allowing this to take place? Why are you allowing people in power to destroy our planet? Why is the cell phone more important to you than life? Without the trees, you cannot breathe. You die. Period. You die horribly. You suffocate slowly And when your body don't have oxygen enough for a longer period of time, your cell starts to break down. And you will have a very agonizing death before you finally die. So why are we allowing this? Why are we so fixed on petty things and political correctness when we can watch the devastation right outside our doors? Just look up at the sky and it looks like another planet. Look at our trees, defoliated, rotting from the inside, depriving us of the most important thing, and that's oxygen. We're dying. We're being killed off. Literally. Killed off. And the fields up in Michigan is laid bare. Last year's harvest of corn is still standing in the ground as 5 inches stubs. There is no farmer from the entire area down from Lansing all the way to Coldwater. Not one field has been cultivated. Not one. As you see, untouched. It's not even been, what do you call it, tilled. And our trees are dying. I don't know what to say. But as you see, it just looks like, it looks like a dead world. And when the trees are dying and standing there and drying up, then Revelation 8 is really coming into making sense. That all the trees, 1/3 of the trees and all the green grass will be burned up when we will be baptized in fire. Because the trees are bone dry and littered with aluminum, and aluminum in nanoparticulate is extremely flammable. So is barium. Barium is flammable in itself. If it's not contained in water, it self-combusts. They're spraying that in our atmosphere. A very flammable substance. But our trees are dying. Just dying off. I mean, it just looks like game over. It's everywhere. In Michigan. And that's the only place from where I'm driving in 28 states of US that I have seen so much devastation in one area. And I believe that that devastation is going to continue and it's going to spread out. And we are allowing it. We are living under a scientific dictatorship. And we are putting up with that. They're destroying our planet. We are not destroying the planet. They are. They're spraying us day and night. How can that be our fault? It cannot. And this death of trees in this amount has nothing to do with their so-called global warming. At all. Which is another lie from the scientific dictatorship that you're living in. Over and out.